Hello, wonderful souls. It's David Ault. I want to welcome you to the gathering. I'm very excited today because secretly there's always this intention to take something seemingly complex and to break it down in a way that not only is understandable, but inspiring. And oh my gosh, I was going over this material and I thought, ooh, I want to do this for you. I want to do this for me. And so hang in there with me, okay? We're going to talk about big breath, consciousness. Don't go to sleep on me. We're going to reference one of my all time favorite writers, Neville Goddard. If you don't know who Neville Goddard is, you're in for a treat because not only was he a prolific writer, but if you go to YouTube, you will find so many videos and recordings of him. And I know that you will find something just as helpful and inspiring as I have in his writing. So, consciousness, stay with me. Neville Goddard writes this. He says, the world moves with motiveless necessity. I got to break that down for you. What's the world he's talking about? He is talking about this plane of existence, just this plane, right? The one that you and I are experiencing and are aware of right now. Are there other planes? Absolutely, innumerable ones. I'm talking about this plane. In this plane, it moves. In other words, there's a passage. It's not inert or stagnant. It moves. We call that time. And time moves with motiveless necessity. So it doesn't have a motive. Time is not moving too fast or too slow to punish us. It's just the name of the game in this world, in this plane of existence, right? So it does this. These are like the rules of the game. The world moves with motiveless necessity. That's what we got history for. And so by this, he says, is meant that it has no motive of its own, but it is under the necessity of manifesting. So the world moves with motiveless necessity, and it has in that necessity this experience of manifesting. And it manifests what? Your concepts or the arrangement of your mind. It manifests according to, in harmony with, in conjunction with the arrangement of your mind. The word concept is thrown in there, meaning all of the compartmentalized things, the belief systems, be it conscious or unconscious. So the world is moving. The passage of time is moving. Part of that, it moves not, again, to punish you. It's just the name of the game. In that movement, the necessity of manifestation is happening, and the manifestation is happening in relationship to the concepts or the compartmentalized belief systems of your mind, my mind, consciousness. Therefore, the saying, Ernest Holmes, it is done unto us, meaning we are experiencing the reciprocity of the birth of the form, of any kind of form, based upon my belief. Everything that's going on is an outpicturing. The world is a mirror of my consciousness. This is not the first time that you heard it, but boy, do we stray sometimes, or do we spend a lot of time making caveats and exceptions about this? And I don't even think that we understand that we're doing that. We expend a lot of fuel in trying to find exceptions to that. And why? Because let's get excited about this. He says that it's under the necessity of manifesting your concepts, the arrangement of your mind. And your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent to as true. All right. So, arrangement of the mind. Think of the mind as just having all of these little compartments or a picture gallery or a warehouse of beliefs. Now, granted, a lot of those are conscious. You're aware of them. And many of them are unconscious. By unconscious, meaning we're just doing things and operating and having perceptions based upon the way that we were raised, based upon the religion that we were born in, based upon the culture that or the time, or the economics, all of these things. If I was born really poor, which I was, there's a concept in there that my relationship to money, or money, can have this struggle component. And it has a great deal of my life. There is, in this moment of time, in this passage of time, um, in the culture and in the picture of my mind, I was born as a gay man. And in that experience, or in the gallery of belief systems, I was raised in a culture that said that was immoral or wrong. And so there was many things that had to be compartmentalized and worked through and looked at and examined, and shame producing and releasing. So you can see there was a lot of energy involved based upon simply of the fact of being born in a fundamentalist Christian household in an era in that time where that was not acceptable. And there are other people who are born and identify as gay who don't have that. It's neither good nor bad, right or wrong. The people of the past who overlaid that on me has no relevance whatsoever. It's just information. It's just data that sits in the conceptual mind, in the arrangement of that. No one is the enemy. No one is held in contempt. It's just a part of the thing. So I'm free. I'm free. I am free. As Ernest Holmes says, it is done unto me. The manifestation that is a part of the necessity of the movement of this world in its agendaless action, right? That everything that is manifesting based upon the passage of time is done unto me based upon all of the compartmentalization and belief systems within consciousness. And so if I'm going to spend a lot of time blaming, holding in contempt, holding grudges, then I'm just reinforcing the concepts that are going to limit my freedom, because I can't manifest anything beyond my belief system. Manifestation, the experience of the outpicturing of an abundant universe, can only be tasted and gleaned based upon my work, my willingness to free myself of all of that, to free other people, to free the religion of my past, to free myself from the mistakes of my past, to free myself from all of the abandonment and the abuse and the neglect and all of the ... things. No one is at fault if I want to be free. If I want to be free, then what I get to do is look at the responsibility of the arrangement of my mind, and to just keep setting things free and setting things free and setting things free. In a couple of weeks, I'm going to be 66. How did that happen? And I still laugh. And yeah, there are days when I go, oh my God, where did the time go? And there's a little bit of like, and then I realize it's just a belief or a concept held in the arrangement of my mind that things are either going to get harder or become, less enjoyable, some type of form of limitation. And I'm like, I don't have to do that. I don't have to subscribe to that. I don't have to hold or preserve that just because everything in the advertising world tells me that, or because somebody else has told me that. I am free. You are free. You are free now, in this moment, because only you are the curator of the arrangement of your mind and the consciousness of your mind. If you want to start fresh right now, you can. Because one of the favorite sayings in spirituality is that principle this is a principle, by the way, that I'm talking about. It's not bound by anything that you've done prior to this moment. It's not scorecard keeping. It doesn't care how awful or all the mistakes or everything that you're a part of. It's not even bound by the ancestral story that may have you locked in an identity that feels like you're shackled or chained or limited because you can't get out of something because that's just the card that you were dealt. You don't have to hold or stay with that. In this moment right now, in this moment right now, the manifestation of that neutrality of the passage of time is completely and directly corresponding to the arrangement of beliefs within your mind. What more do you and I need? No matter how noisy and seemingly dreadful the outside world is, you have the power. You have the power. Consciousness is not bound by any of that. It never has been. And there are plenty of stories and plenty of examples of inspired action by individuals who have shown that to us, who have grown up in eras far worse than this, showing us by example that it's possible. And so let's wake up. Let's take a big breath. Let's hit the reset button and let's say, okay, if I really am sincere about wanting to be this emanation, this example of freedom and light and transcendence and everything this that brings positivity and radiance to the world, then it must begin with myself. It must begin with myself. It cannot be sitting and waiting for anything else in the outside world to change or shift before I do it. Now's the time. You and I are free. We are free. Neville Goddard reminds us of that. The world moves. Here we go. The world moves with motiveless necessity. By this is meant that it has no motive of its own, but is under the necessity of manifesting your concept. It's only going to work based upon your concept. The arrangement of your mind, and your mind is always arranged in the image of all you believe and consent to as true. The rich man, poor man, beggar man, or thief are not different minds, but different arrangements of the same mind. In the same sense that a piece of steel, when magnetized, differs not in substance from its demagnetized state, but in the arrangement and the order of its molecules. When you start arranging things within the structural component of something, it changes its relationship with the outside world. And the same is true for your mind. The same is true for your mind. Stop wasting time trying to hold someone else's feet to the fire and pulling out the bypass card so quickly because that's become too convenient. It's just become too convenient. And what it shows is we've created another elaborate bypass for ourselves by policing other people on their bypassing. Stop it. Just stop it and free yourself right now in this moment. What the world needs is for people to come alive. What the world needs is for more people to come alive, as Howard Thurman would say. It's time for us to come alive. You've never been chained or forbidden or jailed or stagnated against your will. Why start now? Let us focus on the beautiful gift of being the curator of our mind. Let's remind one another, I'm here for you and I celebrate you. And so it is.